Hello, Father. I was just practicing my bagpipes and thinking of you, so I decided to message you. No, I will not treat you to a rendition of Amazing Grace. Besides the fact that it is a bit of a cliche to play that particular piece on the bagpipes, I believe you would find my rendition neither amazing nor graceful. I'm beginning to understand why you chose to return to Scotland when it would have been easier to retire as a USNA citizen. Of course, the harsh weather below the 50th parallel is always a complaint, but I believe that had you stayed, you would have chosen to settle in Alaska near me, where it is quite temperate. We received a news report stating that the USNA government is now officially bankrupt. As you might surmise, this has caused quite a bit of distress amongst the American members of the crew. But the effects of this event have greater implications. We have been instructed to turn the Heracles around and return to Earth, despite the fact that we require very little in terms of earthbound resources for our journey. The limited thinking of the bureaucrats in charge of dismantling the resources of the USNA government is astonishing. At this time, more than ever, the people of the USNA need something to look forward to. The goodwill would more than offset the small investment in ground support. Of course, it is a moot point. We cannot return. Commander Cook's last message to us, he stressed that point. Our delays and repairs have cost us hydrogen, and we must make it to the nebula in order to refuel for our return trip. We have looked into this fact, and it is true. Much like leaving Earth with a full tank, we will have to have a full tank for our return. We've also learned that we will no longer be getting paid. The deposits from the now defunct Gaia account have ceased. I will attach my bank key to this transmission, and I ask that you transfer my funds to a Scottish bank as soon as possible. Of course, no one can be certain if any banks will remain solvent, but I'd rather my funds be in your hands to make whatever account changes you deem necessary in light of current events. I also want to thank you, Father. After speaking to Commander Dickinson about the loss of his father, and considering what Commander Cook's children must be going through, I found my thoughts revolving around you and the impact you've had in my personal development. I realize how lucky I am to have you as a part of my life. You've always been so generous to me, Father. You've enabled me to do everything I've ever wanted to do. I cannot recall a single time where you were not supportive of me and my choices, even when you disagreed with them. Remember when I earned my first doctorate? After the graduation, you stated that you would like to retire and live off of my wages for a change. You can imagine my surprise, since I had already been accepted into the linguistics program at Princeton, but you knew that, of course. But you laughed about my panicked expression for the rest of the afternoon. I must get to sleep. I love you, Father.